This is a demo of the new Aggregate Report feature of NexPort reporting services. To use this new feature, hover over the Mode options in the Report menu bar. Here you'll see there are two options, Flat and Aggregate. Flat is just a regular report. Aggregate means that you are grouping the data and also performing functions on it. So I'm going to click Aggregate. Here you'll see it changed from Show to Aggregate. It has no columns by default, but if I click Group By, you can select the column that you would like to aggregate your data based on. Here we have section title. I'm going to group by the section title. You can adjust the column width just as you can with a regular report. I'm also going to group by the completion date. So I'm going to open up section enrollment. Under completion date, there are four options. There's the date and time, which is the full date and time, which would mean that there would be a row for each section enrollment in this case. Month, day, and year, it groups them into month, day, and year. In this case, it would probably still be a lot of rows. Month and year, it would be less rows, and year would be even less rows, because as you group it, it gets progressively smaller groups. But I'm going to group by the completion date, month, and year. And because this is a large data set and there are two different groupings, it will take a second to finish processing. So here we have the completion date, October 2014, November 2014 for each of the sections. So this is the same section, and these are the completions during each of those months. So I group by the title and the completion date. If I hover over the functions option, I can also do functions. For example, the score. If I want to get the mean score, here, because of this is a numeric column, I can see min, max, mean, sum, standard deviation, and sum of squares. If it was a date, I would only see min and max. So I'm going to go ahead and add the score, the mean score. I'm also going to add the count. So if you'll see under functions, very top we have count. Here we have count. You can rearrange these like you do in a regular report. Of course, that will cause the data to reload each time. You can intermingle the functions and the group by columns, but it will still obey the grouping order. So this is grouped by section title and section enrollment completion date, month, and year. If I were to switch these, it would change the way the data is displayed. As you can see, it shows all the dates and then each of the sections, and so it changes your data set based on the order. Also, it's important to note that the date grouping is based on your time zone. So on the time zone you have selected. So it does take that into account. So you don't have to worry about if someone completes it in another time zone, you'll still see it as the date completed in your time zone. You can also filter data like you do for a normal flat report, and it will filter out anything that you need it to, and then do the aggregates based on that filter. And that's it for my demo of the aggregate reporting. I hope you enjoyed it, and I hope I answered your questions.